Were we supposed to take this off? Were we supposed to take this off? Ooh. Don't forget to save the screws for this. We're gonna need this later. Hey guys, welcome back to RMA Garage. I'm Mark, and I'm glad you joined us today. Consider subscribing if you enjoy this type of content. Now we are back in the RV, and a couple of days ago, my wife said that she found the problem that we had been looking for a while. And that problem we're going to get into here in just a little bit. So this video is going to be what we found and how we're going to fix it and the ultimate fix. All right, guys, so let's get to it. All right, guys, so we are in the front of the RV, and this is the queen over the cab bed. And this is the cutout where you remove part of the bed, part of the structure, so you can get in and out of the cab easier when you're driving down the road. Okay, so the problem that we were having was that in this area here, we were feeling air. And, you know, you could hear some road noise too, and we just couldn't figure it out. We thought maybe it was the slide, because here's the slide here. We thought maybe we were getting noise through here, maybe the window. We thought maybe it was even, we have the fan here. We thought maybe that the fan was letting some air in. But we were also hearing like a sheet metal corbel sound, or like, you know, just a noise every once in a while when we'd hit a big bump. Okay, so what my wife did, these are the plastic trim panels, and of course this was already taken off. I'm just kind of showing you just to kind of let you guys know. Here is what we found. So I'm going to kind of go over what we're looking at here. So this is the frame. This is the frame of the box, the RV box, okay? This is the outside here of the RV. So this is the outside of the RV here. This is that Asdel exterior panel. Then you have the aluminum frame, and then you have, this is the 1/8 inch Luan, basically that is the walls around the entire RV, okay? So you have the box is right here. Okay, this piece of sheet metal is actually the van. This is the outside of the van, and I'll show you guys outside in a minute. Okay, so this is where they cut away, and you can see where they cut the structure away right here. This was the roof of the van at one point, so they cut that away to make this space. Okay, and this is the sheet metal. This is the sheet metal roof. And as you can see, the screws have backed out, and you can see right outside. There's a piece of foam here. This is basically all opened up, and this is the source of our air and the source of the sound. Now, the sound that it was making, it would drag on this screw. Right there, it would pop. We would hear that noise, and we're like, what is that? We thought it was the slide. We didn't know what it was. Okay, well, obviously, this is the source of the noise. Is it when we hit a bump, or we go over a big, you know, swell in the road or something, this moves and it rubs the screws up and down. It basically makes that noise. So we have to figure out how we're going to fix this. Now, it'd be a matter maybe of just putting the screws back in, but the problem is that these screws have all backed out and they're loose. I can basically spin that one. It's completely stripped out. This one can go in a little bit. This one's not bad. This one here can basically be screwed in. It didn't strip out. It basically just vibrated loose. But we have to kind of get creative here. Also, too, is that you can see that it is really close to the edge of the sheet metal right here. You know, so, you know, maybe a bigger head on the screw. You know, that one's kind of pulled a little bit. Boy, there was hardly any sheet metal there. And that one doesn't look too bad. And that one doesn't look too bad either. Okay, so what we had to do is we had to take the grab bar off. You can see it on this side. That's what this is here. There were basically just two screws holding this in. So we took that off, and we also took the sun visor down. And that was basically here and here. And basically why I did that was so I could remove this and lower this down. So you see how nice and low I can get it? So basically now I can get a drill and get to all these fasteners and basically maybe move the fasteners over. I'm thinking maybe doing that. Basically just trying to get a new fastener into this subframe here. And then we got to do new foam and we have to basically button it up. So I'm going to show you the other side. This is what it's supposed to look like. Now, it's not pretty, but actually here, this one looks like it's backing out a little bit. If you can see that or not, it looks like there's a little bit of space. So we're going to have to go through and look at all of these fasteners. I may end up taking this other side off too. There's a fastener there that might be backing out. But as you can see, there's a little bit more sheet metal to work with in the front here. This is the front facing forward. But that is what it's supposed to look like. All right, guys, so this is the outside of the RV, and you can see the gaps. Now, I don't know if you can see in the front there, it looks pretty tight, so we know that's good. So basically, we got to take care of this left side. Okay, so I am going to take this other side off because I want to inspect these screws. So the way that this visor comes off, so there's a plastic piece here you get underneath of it with a screwdriver, and this basically has a little plastic, I don't know what you call it, a little set key, you know, basically pushes out. Now this will just pull out, and this whole thing's going to come down. I'm sure we're going to have to hold it up. Okay, I'm going to temporarily sure it up there. Okay, then the other side are basically just 3 Phillips head screws. So we'll get those screws out next. Okay, so those screws come out, but you still have to kind of grab and pull and make a very loud noise. There's a plastic piece here that jams into the bodywork, the actual sheet metal of the RV. So, all right, so we took that off. Now this whole thing should come out. All right, the only thing, we got to take the light off, the wiring for the light. Okay. Now this thing is completely, if I can get it without damaging it. Okay, so now we can get a better look on what we're dealing with here. So we got the sheet metal screws that we're going to possibly fix. I mean, I may end up just redoing all of these. I did want to show you this. This one looked tight, but when you pull down on it, there is nothing. And this is probably the warbling sound that we had heard when you hit a bump. So basically just showing you guys what I found and basically moving through the steps here on trying to figure out how to get this thing buttoned up. But as you can see now, I can get a drill up into here, you know, basically straight up. So I think I might be able to get a bigger screw and drill into here. Here is the vinyl. Okay, so as you can see here, this is the vinyl strip that you see from the outside. So that is going to need to be pushed out so far there and held in place, because that is kind of like a weather barrier for the outside. So you can't see it out this way, but you can see a little bit here. This was a little bit precarious installed. Not real impressed with the sheet metal cutting. It's a little jagged, but I guess it's not too bad, but I guess it could have been better. All right, guys, so it's the next day, and I picked up a couple of things that hopefully should finish this project up. The first are new fasteners for the sheet metal. What I did was I bought a bigger size. So the original screw, so these original screws are number, I believe, number 8s. and they're kind of small. They're about 1 inch long, and they're self-drillers. So what I ended up buying was number 12s, so they're bigger. There is a rubber washer on the end to hopefully catch more of the sheet metal. And of course they are a self-driller, and these are 1.25 inches, so they're just a little bit longer. So we're going to see how these work and hopefully get that sheet metal tightened up. The other thing is that some of the foam tape is compromised, so we bought new foam. This is 3/4 inch wide by 3/16. We may have to cut it down a little bit, but hopefully this will solve our problem, get the cab nice and tight, and hopefully finish this job up. I went ahead and made an executive decision. I ended up taking all of these screws out, and we're going to replace them with the new fastener. Reason being is that these fasteners, there were no problems on the right side, but I did have to tighten them up about 1/4 turn, and I thought they're eventually going to back out. So we're going to go with the larger fastener all the way around the cab. Now the foam tape here is actually pretty good. As I release the fasteners, you can see the gap between. But this foam tape doesn't look too bad. Everything looks good. But we are going to replace the foam tape that is hanging out here. We're going to probably replace it from this side, probably all the way over to about the middle. So we're going to do that first, and then we'll put the fasteners in. Starting to rain. Actually, where we need the tape the most is right here. See, this is kind of tight. You know what I mean? It's like that foam, there's not a whole lot of sheet metal here I think that's all it's going to come off. I'm not quite sure how this is going to work, but we're going to try. Going to be like, probably going to have to take this off first. Alright, so just going to try and put some tape up right here.
Do you want a screwdriver?
Well, actually, the hard part right here is keeping this vinyl, because this vinyl is stretched. Is keeping this vinyl out of the way until I get this foam in here. Oh, there you go. So that's working there. I hope...
I still can't believe there was such a gap when I took that plastic off.
Oh, you know what I could do is I could take... I can actually pull this out, back in, and then do the foam with this out, and then push it back in. Okay, so if we move the foam out of the way.
The gasket.
Yeah, or the gasket, the vinyl gasket. There we go. So now that piece of vinyl's not fighting me. Basically just going to go right to the edge. This is so hard.
Doesn't have to be perfect. It's gonna be hidden.
Yeah. All right. That should, we get that sheet metal screwed up properly. Actually, maybe we should do another layer right here, because that almost doesn't want to screw back up into the place, doesn't? Should we do? We'll do another layer of foam there. Maybe just in that spot. All right. I need a longer piece.
Stick it to the top.
Stick it to the top? Oh, that's a good idea. I should probably have made it longer.
It's alright, you can add more. Why don't you try screwing it in first? No, it doesn't have to be perfect.
Well, I just want to get it started. I want to start it straight. And it's going crooked. And I can't hold this sheet metal down at the same time and do this.
Pull it down with your fingers and hold it up with your thumb.
I think I'm getting it. Okay, so now we got to get this back out.
Let's start on the other side.
I'm gonna need your help, because we're gonna have, somebody's gotta pull this down and then somebody's gotta tuck it in. Now, hold on, we gotta come up with a plan first.
Pull down.
No, it's, okay, so when I took this out, now it's a little short.
Here. Push.
Okay.
push.
Hold on. We have to. There it is. That's going to be about as good as it's going to get. All right. Thank you, dear. And that's about the way it was. Yep, that's, wow, you got it great.
I'd start in the middle and work your way around.
You want to start here?
No, in the very middle. Work your way around.
In the middle?
Yep.
Can you see me in the camera? Am I in camera still?
Yeah, your head is. See if it pokes through.
Didn't poke through.
Yay. Now do one to the right, do one to the left.
Am I still in camera?
Yeah.
That went really tight. We don't want to overdrive the washer.
Now go to the right.
Can you keep me in now? Just move the...
Got it.
Oh, I dropped the thing. This one got sucked in a little bit from pulling on it.
I'll go to the left.
This one did have a couple of extra fasteners in it, so they probably did have some issues with it. That sucked it up good. Why don't you pick up the camera real quick and zoom up on this fastener and then set it back down on the table. need to move it a little bit.
Spin the drill, or you're gonna hit the seat with the battery.
Okay. I wonder if we ought to put any more fasteners in this.
I don't know, would it mess up the fiberglass?
No.
Holes?
No, I mean I could do another one right there.
Yeah, but you don't want to like perforate it.
Well, that one doesn't have as many as this.
I would leave it. If any, put one right there and right there.
There'd be some metal shavings. We'd have to catch it in a bucket. You want to get your garbage can? All right, we're gonna drill. This is kind of sagging here, and this is kind of sagging, so we're gonna put a couple of more. All right, guys, I've got all the fasteners in, and they held up really good. You can see my foam tape sticking out a little bit where we added. I was going to add some around the entire side, but looks like it was still pretty tight. So as you can see, the washered fasteners definitely spreading out the load, catching more of the sheet metal, and kind of giving more area for to grab the sheet metal, especially this one here. As you can see, I've got more bite to hold things up, especially this one here. This one was really bad. So we've got enough washer there holding up the sheet metal, and that one as well. So I think we fixed it. So we used, I'll show you the fasteners. So this is what we used. I'll put a link below in the description. But number 12 by 14 1.25 inch. And my wife we checked, they did not come through. So even though the original screws were 1 inch, these are 1.25 inch, and they were not popping through into the RV. So we're good. All right, so we got everything buttoned up. All we got to do is put it back together. All right, guys, we got this all buttoned up. We got the plastic trim on. It was a little bit of a struggle. I had to have my wife help me out with it, but it's all nice and tight, and we got everything. We didn't strip in any fasteners, and it certainly looks good. OEM, as they say. So I'm anxious to get this thing down the road to see how well it performs and see what we hear or what we don't hear, and hopefully no air is going to come through here now. So just wanted to show you guys this video and show you what we found, and hopefully if you guys run into this, you guys will know how to fix it yourself. So if you like this video, please click the like and subscribe button. Don't forget to click on the bell so you won't miss our next episode. More episodes on the RV, some dirt bikes, and we've got another video for the mini bike. So stay tuned. Should be some awesome videos coming your way. All right, thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.